Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today I'm going to bring you the monthly flying stars outlook for the month of November, which is the Yi Hai month, the wood pig month. And according to the Chinese calendar, it starts on November 7th and goes all the way to the 5th of December. And so we're going to take a look at how we can make use of the positive energies that we are presented with during the month and what we can do to sort of like not necessarily negate, but avoid the negative side effects of some of the stars that are taking residence in our homes or offices. All right. Now, for those of you who are completely new to this, this may look a little bit undecipherable, but don't worry. All you need to do is stand more or less in the center of your home or your office. Take out the compass that you have on your mobile phone and just check where is the north, south, east, west, and so on. And then just follow this guidance. It's as simple as that. There is no magic to it. Okay, so let's take a look. Now, as always, we start with the best sectors or the ones that are the most auspicious ones. And we've got, again, quite a few that we can actually take advantage of in November, in this wood pig month. So the first one we have here is the northwest sector, where we have the monthly number 6. Now, one thing to note here is that it combines with the annual number 4 to a combination of 10. So we call this a Luoshu combination of 10. And this is always a positive thing to see because it indicates the possibility of new partnerships, mergers, things coming together, right? So if you're working from home and you want to establish new partnerships, new collaborations, then doing so in the northwest sector would be an excellent location to do this from. Also, let's say if you're in between jobs and you're looking for new opportunities, then sitting in the Northwest while doing all the activities that pertain to finding a new career path or finding a side gig or establishing something new, that will benefit you in the Northwest. Now, if you already have some sort of idea for something that you would like to implement or put into action. So maybe you've decided you want to write a book, but you need the drive or you need to sort of like that kick up the butt to make this happen. Then the Northwest is also a great location to do that in. But you have to have the idea first, yeah? Having the idea and then putting yourself in the Northwest sector, that will definitely help you get things going and make the first steps. So Northwest sector overall is a very, very beneficial sector in November. Now, the next one we're looking at is the North. North also, we like to see the number 1 here. This is what we call the nobleman star. It is an energy that brings in helpful people, whether that be for professional purposes or personal purposes, doesn't even matter. Whenever you need help and assistance with something, whenever you need to reach out to other people, doing so from the North will greatly be supported by the energies present here. Now, the number 1 star also helps with finances, like sort of long-term planning, long-term trading, for example, or asset accumulation. So if you need to brush up on your knowledge on finances and how to invest, then doing so in the North will also be quite beneficial. Any sort of study actually is supported by the energies of the number 1. Now, the next one here is the Northeast. So the number 8 monthly star is considered a sort of like a minor cash flow star. So if you're working from home and you are self-employed, you're a contractor, or just generally you're working from home, you're in an employee sort of situation, then this number 8 can greatly benefit you as well. It can bring in new contacts, it can bring in new clients. So it's sort of like a cash flow star, but it's not cash that just falls into your lap. You actually have to work for it, right? So the harder you work, the more cash comes in, the more contracts you will receive. So Northeast is a great sector for that. Then we have the Southeast, also a good sector here with the number 4. So that's a monthly star. We call this a peach blossom star, but also an academic star. Now, if you are single and looking, and you want to raise your chances to actually meet a potential partner, then you can locate yourself in the southeast, maybe even put a water feature there for the time being, for that month. That would be good. And then just reach out to the talent pool, whether that be by phone or message, or if you're just swiping on an app, doesn't matter. Just do all of these activities from the southeast sector and we'll be greatly supported. Now, if you are not necessarily looking for a relationship, then you can use this sector for studies. So this is also a great academic energy. Let's say you have kids who need to study for an exam, or who need to do their homework a little bit more diligently than otherwise, then put them in the southeast sector and let them do all their homework from there. That will support their efforts, and it will also make it easier for them to absorb the knowledge or the information that they need to learn. All right. And then lastly, we've got the number 9 here. Number 9 in the south is a great energy for not just for financial purposes, but just generally, it's a happiness energy. It's a happiness star. So it's spending more time here can lift up your spirits. So let's say you've been a little bit down, not really all that motivated, or just feeling a little bit out of sorts. Spending more time in the south, even if you're just sitting there and you're reading a book, or just, do your meditations there, it will help raise your vibrations. It will help lift your spirits. And sometimes that's all that's needed to turn your life around and turn it into a better direction. But of course, we also like to see this particular energy in a business context, in a work context, because it can bring collaboration, it can bring increased financial opportunities. And so overall, the South is one of the best sectors to have in November, or to be in November. Now, looking at those sectors that are maybe not so beneficial, the first one that we see here is the East with the number 3 monthly star. So this one is an energy that can bring arguments and disagreements. If really, really in bad shape, then it could even escalate to legal tensions. But I would say if you're working in the East, so if your desk is located in the east sector of your home or your office, just make sure that you read the fine print on every contract or agreement before you sign anything. Make sure that you avoid unnecessary conflict, because it's likely to just flare up and result in a much bigger event than needed. Pick your fights wisely, right? And if your master bedroom is located here, then you may see an increase in tension between the couple sleeping here. Again, pick your fights wisely. You don't need to argue about everything. Yeah, sometimes just remaining quiet will solve it. So that's a little bit of a risk in the East sector. You may also be prone to more spending. So if you are working in the East sector, keep a tight lid on your budget, because you just tend to spend more than actually needed, right? Now, then we've got the number 2 in the Southwest. So this is, on one hand, it's considered an illness star, which sounds very scary. But if you're overall a healthy individual, if you're not suffering from any sort of disease or chronic issue, then this may just make you a little bit more tired. Maybe you get a migraine or a sore throat or anything like that. Small stuff, right? If you are recovering from a serious illness, or if you are already feeling under the weather, or maybe you just got out of hospital and need to recuperate at home, I would advise not to do that in the Southwest sector, because it will just take longer. It doesn't make things worse necessarily, but it just takes much longer to recover, right? And that's definitely not what we want. If you are pregnant, especially if you're in the first trimester, also try to avoid spending a whole lot of time in the Southwest sector if possible. Maybe if your bedroom is located here, maybe sleep somewhere else. Otherwise, you may see some discomfort more than usual, and definitely that's not what we want. Now, on the other hand, if you are a business owner, this number 2 star or this energy is actually very beneficial, because it pertains to long-term asset acquisition. So as a business owner, you can actually use this energy, work from here, and then make long-term financial decisions. Yeah, then this will be very beneficial for you. And lastly, here we've got the number 7 in the West. So the number 7 is sort of like it's just an annoying energy. Yeah, it's not necessarily all that bad. It's just a bit annoying because it can bring just discontent, small disagreements. You may also be prone to falling to scams or just believing the lies that someone tells you. So be very careful, especially if you're working in the West sector, if your desk is located here. Don't believe everything people say. Make sure that that you are a little bit more discerning, and if an offer sounds too good to be true, it's likely too good to be true. Yeah, so don't say yes to every opportunity unless you've actually vetted it. Also, the number 7 often pertains to injuries from sharp objects. So if this is your kitchen and you are, and you're usually, you like to cook, you may just be a little bit more careful when you're chopping stuff. Nothing major, right? So don't have to be afraid too much. Now, on the other hand, again, the 7 star or the 7 energy does have some positives for people who are in a sort of spiritual career or in metaphysics, whether that be Chinese metaphysics or Western metaphysics, doesn't matter. Spending more time in the West can actually increase your intuition and increase your ability to perform your job, perform your career, right? So there's definitely an upside to that as well. All right. So this is the forecast or the Flying Stars forecast for the month of November, the Yi Hai month, Wood Pig month. Make sure to make use of all these positive energies that we have here, and don't be too afraid of the negatives. We always have positives and negatives at the same time. It's just a matter of how we use the areas in our homes and offices. All right. So let me know how it goes. If you do have any questions and comments, please feel free to put them in the comment section below. And you obviously can also contact me directly for further guidance. My email address is in the description to the video. And until the next time, please do like this video, share it with anybody who might be interested, and please subscribe to my channel so we can grow this community. See you guys soon. Take care.